it's been a very busy week. Clearly, there's a lot of speculation around, and that's not always helpful. The intended arrangement had always been with James that we'd see where the club was in terms of its likelihood of playing finals footy. We'd talked to him about the 2015 year, and I guess what's dominated those discussions is James wanting to do and the club wanting to do what's in the best interest of the players and the coaching staff. So it's been agreed that James should play no role in the coaching duties for the balance of this year, and I'm certain that that's the right decision. The board is terribly excited to be able to confirm that Xavier has been appointed CEO now, effective immediately. Xavier absolutely deserves this role. Still a lot of work to do, but I'm sure he's the right person for the football club.
For me, I'm honoured and privileged to be selected to the role of Chief Executive of the organisation. My experience is wide and varied. I studied quite broadly. I've got business, economics, formal qualifications, diploma in accounting as well. I worked with the government as an analyst in labour economics for some time, and since then I've been a consultant in sports marketing for one of the major sports marketing companies around the world, working across a whole range of different facets within the sports marketing realm. I've been now with Essendon for almost 6 years, worked across a whole range of different areas within the organisation. Spent a fair bit of time in football, in particular over the last 24 months as a member of the football executive. I played the game as well. I guess that's an important element at a semi-professional level in the SANFL over in South Australia. So I think I bring quite diverse experience, and football clubs are diverse, and you deal with a whole range of different stakeholders, and hopefully that puts me in good stead, that experience that I've had. My long-term vision, or our long-term vision, we want to be back to being a power club in the AFL. That's sort of top four in key metrics across the league. I'd love a really strong and sustainable football program that's capable of playing good finals football year in, year out. And finals football is not just an aspiration, it's an expectation. I think our fans would love us to get back to that point. I think it's important that we continue to work with our brand, our community work. We still need to keep building our community programs and creating greater impact across a whole range of different areas, be it Indigenous, multicultural, all the key areas that we've been focusing on. There's a whole range of different things that we want to get right and focus on over the next short to medium term in particular.
As a team, what do we want? We want a contest here, win the ball here, and if we actually happen to win the ball, it gives you a great position to start from to have some space. And you know what we're doing much better, I reckon? We're not all going to the first kick. There's people saying in the team, well, he's the man that should get the ball. He's got the space, he owns the space. And people are sort of leaving him with that space and sort of working for the next one. Much, much better. But we've still got, we probably wouldn't be the best in the competition at that, but we are starting to notice that, which is fantastic. My views on training and how an training environment should be, we spend more time training. So if we train badly or do things that we're not going to do in a game, well, that's danger for me. Like, we've got to kick the ball under pressure. We've got to win the ball under pressure. And we do a lot of it. We cause a lot of chaos because the game is chaos. The game's a really hard game to play. You've got to be strong enough, fit enough, courageous. You've got to be smart now. I actually try and give the players a really professional environment. So I actually think about their time management. In the club, train. If they're not training, they're finished training, out. As quick as we can. To let them go and walk on the beach, do a part-time job, do a course, whatever they want to do, to have some real balance in their life. They've never really caught me in all the years I've been head coach, going crazy, smashing phones. I've never done it. I've actually tried to be role model myself on Lee Matthews, Ruzi, like those sorts of mild-mannered, sort of, John Worsfold types. And I tried hard on that, but again, my box is quite different. I can feel if we're not going so well and the box is not working, I'll lift the intensity in the box and I'll start to bang questions at assistants and coaches, looking for answers, getting them thinking back on job. So, no, the box is a real art. And match day's an art. And match day's the best day of the year. You know, that's in a lot of ways, that's the reason why we do it. As a player, the game is the fun part. All the training, recovery, swimming, you know, injuries, you know, that's the hard part. That's the repetitive. It's just incredibly difficult to do over a long period. Game day, that's when that just, yeah.
I just see myself as the doctor, but I enjoy the role, so it's not just diagnosing the injury and setting the program with the physios and stuff. It's a bit of everything. It's making sure you have a beer with them on the footy trip. Be one of the boys, but don't try and be one of the boys. That's the trick, because the years go by and you're older, but they're very, very good to me. Players are very good to me. And so's the administration. The coaches have always been good to me.
This is your life, Dr. Reid.
Congratulations, you deserve to be in the Hall.
Oh, you don't you come in there.
Ah, my finger!
See how the banter's part of it. That's the fun. The banter. They show respect, but they won't show you in public. You know. So, if they're injured, they will. Like he dislocated his finger out there, and I just squeezed it.
Boy, I'm not surprised. The camera's here.
I want the
Big
camera.
Doc Reid gets his mug on TV.
Seems to work.
He just lurks around the TV, doesn't he? The camera. Got a head for radio anyway, Doc. Get out of here.
Doc Reid. Yeah, obviously he's a great doctor. No, he's really worried about me. He keeps reminding me and asking me about my mental health or how I'm feeling, and I suppose that just goes to show that he really cares about players. And obviously he was shattered. He was probably the most shattered. Me and Reedy get along really well. He's always there that I can rely on to have a chat with, just totally unrelated to footy or anything. And he's brutally honest at times with how my knee's going, and but all that sort of stuff I really value. And sometimes rehab's a pretty dark place, but he sort of lightens it up. The old boy. The cameras are here. You want to come in here? Get out. Hey, do your 40 kilo bench press. Grab the ones you've been doing. Grab the ones you've been doing. First time I've seen you in the gym, Doc. Get back out. Go to Epworth or something.
Did Whitfield drop off there, mate? Did he come right back? Whitfield came halfway back, not all the way back. I think with any coaching group and any coaching box, you'll see different dynamics within it. You know, you've got different personalities, and I think it's trying to find a dynamic that is calm, it's relaxed, but it's got clarity. And it's got clarity of message, and if you can find that right dynamic, it's a critical part to having success.
You looking at Demps and that ego? Yeah. What they're doing?
Yes, he's doing it again, mate.
He's coming off now.
Yeah, put him. Just put him on, mate.
Who's that stance for? Yeah. What are we talking to the boys at?
Kicking the ball.
Yeah. Boys, we've already fallen for the trap of just trying to be a bit fancy-pantsy, right? Just get the ball. If you've got someone to handball to, you handball. Otherwise, you kick the ball.
Oh, look, it can be pretty crazy at times, but at the same time, we tend to like to think we can keep it the same week in, week out, whether we're winning or losing. But you know, we really want to have just open discussion up there and make sure that we've got real clarity in our decision making. And at the same time, we want to make sure we're continually talking to our players and educating them why the game's on.
Getting the ball in our hands, and then always looking forward. Always looking forward. What's ahead? What's ahead?
Getting into the game through play, right? Yeah, playing is good. All right?
It's like a wet night, so we just got to keep it pretty simple tonight. All right, so, but join in the play, for God's sake, yeah, all of you, yep, yeah.
I think if you become too emotional, that can certainly take you away from the real critical aspects of how we can change the momentum of the game, how we can continue to make these players learn, and the game can get away from you really quickly.
Yeah. That's good, much better. What you said to him, right? Yeah. Okay. Right, and then what you need you to do, mate, is not to be too cute with the ball. Like the whole back six, treat it as a wet night, all right? So that's if you can get the ball away, get some distance, get it. Yeah, good. And it's slippery and wet, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Good, buddy.
Look, I've really enjoyed working with Mark. I think he's, you can really see why he has been a successful coach. He understands people, first and foremost, and how to get the best out of individuals, and he's got a great eye for the game and how to teach and train certain aspects of it. And you know, he's given me some great autonomy to go about my work and implement certain things in my coaching, and I've really enjoyed working with him.
I've been a Bombers supporter since I was a little kid. I went to school right opposite Windy Hills, so it was natural that I had to go for the Bombers. My job is to look after the chairman's culinary dinners. I design the menu and work with the catering companies at the MCG to make sure the food's really nice and to give the whole event a bit of sparkle. You know, instead of having the regular catering food, which is good most of the time, we put a bit of La Luna Bistro spark into it, and it makes it an interesting event. I like working with the chefs there in Essendon about, you know, just putting together a menu that sort of really fits the day. The thing about food and cooking is it always makes people happy. You know, they come in and they're hungry and you fill them up with some lovely food and they walk out with a warm feeling in their belly. That's a giveaway. 500 grams of ricotta cheese, fresh. You know when the kids come home and you want to feed them really quickly? This is probably the one. Because you can get this out and put together in a second. Kids love cracking eggs when it comes to when it comes to making stuff, so I just mix that around there like that, straight in there like that. And then 150 grams of Parmesan cheese, straight on there like that. And I've got some chives. You don't have to put chives in there if you don't want to, but I've got some lovely chives. And all you do, and you could probably do this, just mix it around till it's nice and gently, all right? There you go, you have a go with that one, and then I'll bring it together. There you go. And in a second, you'll feel it starting to come together as a little ball. That's it.
Put any on the floor?
Yep, squeeze it together. Don't worry about the floor, we get that hose down later on.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, that or the mice come and nibble away at it.
Oh, that's it.
Right. You see that come together? Yeah, what I'll
take over.
See, just squeeze that together. There we go. You can see I put some chives in it. And how old are your kids?
Yeah, 12 and 14,
yeah, so any green in it, they're not going to want it all.
Yeah.
But, so all I do is dust it with a little bit of flour like this. And then there we go. And then all you need to do is just roll it out like that. So if you grab one of those, roll it out like that, and you get like little cigar shapes. It may crumble up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then all you do with these ones here is I just cut it. There we go. Show the bowl. Look at that.
Some of those ones at the end.
Beautiful. And this, in about a minute and a half, we're going to be eating the fresh gnocchi in the entire world. See the water there? This big one? Yeah. All right.
Hey, there's a few kegs in here, wouldn't there?
Yeah. In it goes. There we go, and that's coming up to the top there. So I want to get it all nice and gently out of here onto the tray. And that is the freshest gnocchi in the entire.
That looks $1 million, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Beats the old packet jobs I get sometimes on the way through home. I just need to whack them in the...
You're not going to talk about that here. Yeah, exactly, it does.
Oh, look at that.
That's fresh.
So what would you call the final dish?
This is ricotta gnocchi with chives in it, fresh peas, basil, and butter.
And butter. Yeah, that's good.
All done.
Oh, good man. So I can wander out and pretend I've made this?
Yeah, well you have made it. Okay, Fletch, there we go. We've got our lovely gnocchi dish there with the peas, fresh peas. You've made it yourself, so now you're an expert gnocchi maker. Got a beautiful wine here. Have to have a taste of this one.
It's been, you know, obviously 22 seasons, so to get a wine named after you and a beautiful dish like this, we're pretty happy.
I think they go quite well with each other. I reckon you'll have all that gnocchi, I'll drink the rest of the bottle of the wine. I think it's a perfect way to do it, isn't it?
Exactly right. I might have a quick taste of the gnocchi. Oh, very nice, mate. I'll claim to 50% of this, probably not the whole lot, but absolutely beautiful.
Done. Goes well with the wine, beautiful. We love it.
Today we're here with an Essendon fan who's going to try and earn their sash. Brittany is going to try and take a mark from one of my kicks jumping off a tramp. Brittany, you ready? Ah, getting good.
Oh, you got to hit your target, Joe.
Okay, Brittany, here he comes. High one. Ooh.
Oh.
You right? That would have hurt.
Thanks, Joe.
On the lead. Oh, nice one. Looking good.
I got it.
Oh, nice jump. Another Essendon fan has earned their sash. If you'd like to earn yours, tell us what you're prepared to do via our hashtag. One way to earn your sash is to visit the Kia website and see the many great deals currently on offer across the entire Kia range. So visit kia.com.au and find a deal that's right for you. You can even leave the sash on if you like.
Boxing is one of those sports, so if you haven't done it for a while, it's pretty taxing. So I like to regularly get in the ring, in particular with Judd, because he's obviously pretty experienced and he's a really good teacher as well. So a lot of guys know how to sit there and just hit the pads for fitness, but in the last couple of weeks I've been working with Judd just to learn more about how to box rather than just doing it for fitness.
BJ's got a groin injury at the moment, but as you see, he's working hard around that. Doing these particular exercises, making your body stronger, this is going to help your game. You know, it might help, 2% or 3%, but it's all those little tiny bits and pieces that help overall. You know, when you're getting used to getting hit all the time as well, you just shake it off, so to speak. You don't notice it as much. But if you don't do any of that hitting, that body conditioning, when you do get hit, it's a big shock to the system.
It actually gets you to do bare knuckle fighting, where you sit there with one of your teammates and whack each other in the ribs and in the chest, and then Judd comes in, and if you think someone's going a bit soft, he said he gets the pads off, he stands there and puts his arm off, and you have to hit him. But and it's actually frightening that you stand there and you feel like you're hitting him hard, and he said, hit me harder, and then he says, hit me as hard as you can, and you're literally whacking him in the guts, and he's literally not flinching, because all those guys have this theory about getting the scar tissue to build up and all this kind of stuff, and they're just, so it's quite frightening what he does, but it's enjoyable at the same time.
They can feel confident in their body. They can feel confident when they play. It's like, there's no hesitation there. And I think the mental side in any sport is everything. It's like everybody trains hard and everyone's, giving their 100% commitment, but that mental side is like, I'm not going to give up, not going to give up. And having that strength there is everything.
My name is Mark McVeigh, and I strive to give the Bombers a lifetime of value throughout my 232-game career.
I've cooked up a massive stitch-up for the Essendon boys. I'm heading back to the club disguised as a nana on a supporters tour to fool the youngsters who called me old. I've had acting classes, bonded with the old dears, spent a day in the makeup chair, and tested the nana disguise at Essendon shops. It's now time to see if the nanas and I can properly stitch up the younger boys at the club.
Oh, the girls! Nice to see you. Oh. Should we head off? It's a bit cold.
Yes, it's a bit chilly.
Let's go.
Oh, God.
See the bombers fly up, up. The other teams, they don't fear. They but they can't get it. It's the Bombers fire. Yay!
It was go time. Me and the Nenners were going to rip this place up. I couldn't wait to stitch up the young lads, but first I needed to catch up with my man on the inside, Winders.
Hello, how you going?
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, what a pisser. Hello, how you going? Lovely to meet you.
Winders loved my Nana transformation, but would my disguise fool the young lads?
True Value Solar, powering a lifetime of change.
My first sash was with number 47, round 4 against Carlton at the MCG.
Cramry the gift to Delolio, his first touch in AFL football.
Both teams undefeated at the time, and Purdy gave me the nod, I think on the Wednesday, and he said, yeah, you're playing, which was pretty exciting at the time. I think it ended up being about 80,000 there, so it was a pretty good day. My parents came over from WA, they flew over and presented me with the jumper, which was a pretty special moment. It was such a big crowd there, I hadn't played anything like that before, so it went pretty quick. I was a sub for that day, and I think I come on in the third quarter for Hurls, and got a couple of kicks, and we had a big win, which was nice. It's pretty special down in the rooms after the game to celebrate your first game with a win, so yeah, it was pretty exciting. And then I think 4 days later we played Anzac Day, so I got to be involved in that, so it was a big couple of days for me. At the end of my second year, so at the end of last year, I got the call from Bomber, and he asked if I wanted to change over to number 29, which I obviously accepted.
G'day guys, Michael Hibbert here. Like Mark Tubby Taylor, the Essendon players have a few hidden talents of their own. While I'd much be rather getting kicks, taking marks and laying tackles, I've got a few tricks of my own that I like to do on game day and at training. Well, there you go, there's my hidden talent.
This has been a Fox Footy presentation.